Floyd was getting ready to go to jail. We at the M Casino. Mike Tyson said, come here, let me talk to you for a second. 50, he pulled me outside the door. The nigga pushed the door, then the door opened, he came outside, he said, yo, I used to hate that nigga.
He's very delusional. I understand hard times, and I understand good times. And, you know, in life, they have to come. You're going to have to deal with both of them, because that's what life consists of, good times and bad times.
There are moments in boxing history that don't happen under the bright lights. They happen in quiet corners, away from the cameras, when the mask slips and the truth finally comes out. This was one of those moments. Mike Tyson, older, heavier with wisdom, carrying a lifetime of scars, stood inside the M Casino, a world far away from the chaos of his youth, yet still close enough for the past to echo. And beside him, a young fighter, a kid about to face a judge and a jail cell. Tyson pulled him aside. A gentle hand, a heavy silence, and then, behind that silence, something unexpected broke loose. "Yo, I used to hate that man," Tyson confessed. The room froze, the air shifted, because this wasn't Tyson talking about an enemy. He was talking about Floyd Mayweather, a man he never fought in the ring, but battled in his mind for years. Tyson's voice carried weight, years of triumph, collapse, and painful rebirth. He knew what it meant to soar. He knew what it meant to fall. And when he spoke about Floyd, it wasn't casual. It was loaded with history. He explained how Floyd had always been up here.
He said, yo, I broke my TV every time that nigga fought.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
I love it.
Untouchable, unreachable, untouchably arrogant. And Tyson? He used to throw his remote at the TV every time Mayweather fought, not because Floyd was bad, but because he was too good and too loud about it.
What the fuck is he doing, okay? I think Floyd should keep on trying. I don't think he should fight a fucking cruiserweight, you know, but I think he should continue fighting guys his weight.
A perfect record, a perfect image, a perfect empire built on speed, money, and myth. But beneath all that perfection, Tyson sensed something else. A crack, a weakness, a man drowning in his own legend. And this was only the beginning.
Seen the fight yesterday, champ?
The exhibition?
Exhibition. Facts. Super facts. It was, yep, the exhibition.
Floyd Mayweather has always lived in a world built on precision. Every jab measured, every step calculated, every dollar displayed like a trophy. But Mike Tyson, he sees through that world because he lived it first. And when Tyson sat down with Stephen A. Smith, the gloves finally came off. Not in the ring, but in the truth. Tyson began with something simple, almost playful, mocking Floyd's latest exhibition fight.
And move on to something different, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, fight Pacquiao again or something, keep in shape, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that was the
He should have, you know, now that we're thinking now.
A welterweight stepping into the ring with a cruiserweight. A mismatch so bizarre, even Tyson couldn't hide the laughter. "What the hell is he doing?" Tyson asked. A question delivered with amusement and warning. Because in Tyson's eyes, these weren't fights anymore. They were stunts, performances, expensive distractions meant to keep the spotlight from fading. He shook his head. There's no strategy, no hunger, no risk, just another payday. And then, almost casually, Tyson offered a suggestion dripping with sarcasm. Fight Pacquiao again. At least that would mean something.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. just know I'm gonna stay in my lane. I ain't gonna fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? You know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. But then I say, fuck it. If I want to bring out the one and only, then I bring out the watch that costs 18 million. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? For you motherfucking haters today, I'm gonna go fuck off $50,000 because I ain't got shit else to do. Money made, all motherfucking day.
In boxing, legends are carved from sacrifice, from pain, from the people who lift you up and the ones who try to tear you down. But somewhere along Floyd Mayweather's journey, something changed. The titles grew, the money multiplied, and the world around him stopped telling him no. That, Tyson believes, is where the delusion began. When Floyd crowned himself the greatest ever, greater than Muhammad Ali, Tyson didn't flinch. He didn't laugh. He didn't argue. He simply cut through the noise. Greatness isn't about being rich, Tyson said. It's about being accepted by the people. He paused, letting the truth settle, then delivered the blow. If Floyd was anywhere near Ali, he could take his kids to school by himself.
Well, I think I'm separated now. You know, I don't think there's no boxer in history that has accomplished what I've accomplished. Not bragging or boasting, just speaking the truth. I take my hat off to a lot of legendary champions, you know, that paved the way for me to be where I'm at in the sport of boxing. But that was their era, and this is my era. I had a tremendous career. And we got young fighters that's on the rise, that's under our banner, the ultimate.
A line so sharp it felt like a punch. Tyson wasn't attacking Floyd's skills. He was exposing your reality behind the armor. Because true greatness isn't protected by security guards. It walks freely among the people. It inspires trust, not fear. Tyson leaned closer as he spoke, his voice low, almost sympathetic. "He's a scared man," he said. "A small, scared man." These weren't insults, they were observations, coming from someone who had once been feared by the entire world, yet never feared the world itself. Floyd's world, Tyson suggested, has become smaller and smaller. Built on money, surrounded by yes men, isolated by fame.
Is Ali the same fighter that got beat by a fighter with 7 fights? Every time boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali name. You don't bring up Mike Tyson name. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
What do you think about Floyd talking about greater than Ali?
He's very delusional. If he was anywhere near that realm of greater than Ali, he'd be able to take his kids to school by himself.
There we go.
Okay, he can't take his kid to school by himself. And he talking about he's great. Greatness is not guarding yourself from the people. Greatness is being accepted by the people. He can't take his kids alone to school by himself. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
Unreachable even by those who once cared about him. Tyson had lived that isolation. He knew the cost. And when he looked at Mayweather, he didn't see the undefeated champion. He saw a man undefeated only in the ring, but losing a much deeper fight outside of it.
Bye. Goodbye. Pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad
Fame can feel like a fortress, protected, untouchable, untamed. But inside that fortress, the walls are often the tallest cage. Mike Tyson knows this better than anyone. He's walked the path of glory and ruin, the prisons.
What lessons do you think Pacquiao and Mayweather could learn from you in terms of life away from the ring?
Well, Floyd seems to be going through some stuff like me right now, you know, like realizing no one's his friend and everybody's probably, even though I even hate to say it, because maybe everybody's kind of a little jealous of him, you know, because he is Floyd Mayweather. I know these other guys got their money, but this guy is the champ of the world, you know. It's hard to compete with that. So he's pretty big on those scales as far as on the celebrity scale. So he's gonna realize what life is all about, what friends are all about, and realize that we only have a few of them. And sometimes they're the only ones we got. They may not be the ones we want, but
the betrayals, the bankruptcies, the loneliness. And he sees it now in Floyd Mayweather. Tyson's words were sharp, almost mournful. Sometimes the friends you have aren't the ones you want, they're the ones you need. And if you push everyone away, you end up with nobody. He spoke of loyalty and betrayal, of 50 Cent, who once managed Floyd's business while he was in jail. And yet, when Mayweather returned, he refused repayment. A fracture in a relationship once built on trust. That's money over people, Tyson said.
It goes on where, you know, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying the new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you're already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
And money can't buy what you lose in respect, in friendship, in connection. Tyson paused. He thought back to his own life, the money he kept, the mistakes he made, the lessons painfully learned.
Don't nobody watch Floyd fight to see how amazing he is. They watch it for the opportunity to see him lose.
Right.
Because they don't like him. They don't like him because everything that he says is about money. There's nothing else. There's no values. There's no, like the people's champ, like Ali was standing for the same things the audience was standing for. You know, he doesn't have any of that. It's just money.
And now, he continued, voice heavy with warning, Floyd's going down the same road. All the watches, all the cars, all the mansions, they don't matter if you're standing alone. He painted a vivid picture, a man surrounded by riches, yet lacking the people who truly care. A life of luxury, yes, but a life missing its human anchor.
Well, I used to hate that nigga.
I can't fuck with you!
I said, oh shit, look, I'm like this, look. So I'm sitting there going, I got to fight this nigga, right? I'm thinking I might have to fight this nigga. He said, look at this shit, 50. I'm in a fucking Cadillac, right? He pointed to a fucking Cadillac. It was, the shit was fly, it was a Cadillac truck. Yeah. But to Mike, the shit was some bullshit because it was a Cadillac, right? He going, look at me, 50, I'm in a fucking Cadillac. He said, yo, I broke my TV every time that nigga.
Tyson's tone softened, almost reflective. Floyd is the champ of the world, but he's learning what I had to learn the hard way. Real friends are rare. They may not be the ones you want, but sometimes they're all you have.
Is Floyd overrated, or is he one of the best ever?
He's one of the best.
What is it about him?
What's so great about Floyd?
What is...
In that moment, it wasn't a critique. It was a plea, a warning. Because even legends are fragile when they forget the value of people over wealth.
Never really had a boxing match in his life, right? He didn't have a boxing match, right? He went 10 rounds with the greatest fighter in the last 100 years of boxing.
No, Connor's a beast.
Think about, no. You're not listening to me. You don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He went 10 rounds, scored punches on the greatest fighter in the last 100 years. Did he do something? Did he accomplish something? A star? See, people ain't looking. People just want to see the black guy beat the white guy. They just want to see it. But look what he had to fight against. And look what he did when he fought against.
In the end, boxing is more than punches, more than speed, defense, or perfect stats. It's about heart, character, the echoes you leave behind when the lights go out. Mike Tyson sees this clearly. He respects Floyd Mayweather's skill, his speed, precision, and unmatched work ethic in the gym. But for Tyson, talent alone doesn't define greatness. Floyd is one of the best, Tyson admitted, but greatness isn't measured by money, by undefeated records, by watches or cars. It's measured by how people remember you. He let that hang in the air, heavy, unavoidable. Tyson reflected on Mayweather's life off the canvas, the private jets, the multi-million-dollar watches, the flashy lifestyle. To the outside world, it screams confidence, but Tyson knows the truth. Money can be a mask for fear, isolation, and insecurity. He spoke of betrayal, lessons learned, and friendships lost, both in his life and in Floyd's. And he warned that legacy is fleeting if it's built on image alone. Even Mayweather's mentees like Gervonta Davis felt the pull of his ego, proof that even the greatest can struggle to let others shine. Tyson's message was clear. The people around you matter more than the gold you accumulate. Your empire means nothing if you're standing alone, Tyson said. Legends are remembered for humility, courage, and the lives they touch, not the money they make. And with that, Tyson left a final thought for Floyd and for everyone chasing fame. Train hard, fight hard, win, but never forget the people who make your victories real. Legacy isn't about how much you spend. It's about how you make the world remember you when you're gone. The silence that followed was profound. Because in those words, more than criticism, more than judgment, there was wisdom. A reminder that greatness is more than skill. It's humanity. And even the mightiest can fall if they forget it.